What is up, PlayStation fam? Michael back here again, and it looks like we got some really exciting news for the PlayStation 5. Now, there was a message that was posted on X by SpecterDev just a few moments ago, and it contained this screenshot right here. Now, what you will see here is that this is a PS5 UMTX jailbreak, and it was performed on version 2.00. Now, over the last couple of days, I've been releasing a number of videos talking all about the UMTX jailbreak, and you should definitely check out some of those, and especially the FAQ that are recently released. But jumping back over to present day, what we can see right here is that he has a debug message popping up, and it says hello world. It says that it is running PS3 on the userland exploit. And here is a bit of information regarding the threads, the process ID. And then right down here, you see where it defeated the ASLR, enabled the debug menu, and escalate credentials here. And then it is loading a file here. And this is just an ELF loader that listens on port 9021. Now, right off the bat, before we go any further, this is extremely significant, mainly because right now, folks that have a PS5 1 and a 2.x system didn't have a jailbreak at all, meaning that the only folks that have been able to play with the PlayStation 5 homebrew has been those with the 3.x up to 4.51. Now, that's obviously left a lot of people on those very early firmwares, just leaving it in a box, hoping for one day maybe that it was valuable enough that maybe they could sell it again or just kind of keep it as a collector. Well, now that console won't have to sit in a box when this is fully released, because then if you were on a very low firmware such as 2.00, you would absolutely be able to jailbreak it, and things such as ETA hen, etc., will obviously be coming to it. Now, the other reason that this is significant is because this is the UMTX jailbreak, and it's working on 2.0, and all of the videos and what everybody's been talking about is PS5 7.61. So, I would assume that if we now have something that is working on version 2.00, well, then that same thing would be able to be applied to 7.61 systems. Now, one thing to call out about this is that there's been lots of folks wondering what type of method may be used. Is it going to require a digital game to use, for example, that Lua script that Flats has released? Or is it going to require some physical game that you'll have to go out and purchase? Or is it only going to be for those that have a disk drive already in their PlayStation 5? Well, I will say that if you look a little bit closely inside of this picture, this is absolutely coming from the user guide, health and safety screen, and this is a web browser. Now, the debug message covers up what the actual URL is, but at the very end of this, we can see that it does say PS5, and then at the end of it, it does say foo, which a lot of the times developers may use words like foobar, which you can absolutely think of that as just placeholder text. Now, that is obviously used because right now there is a testing phase, and he does want to show off to the world what he already has for that. So if you were to ask me, what do I see coming out of this? Obviously, I see a jailbreak coming for the 7.61, since it's obviously the most popular right now. But do remind yourself that just because we get the jailbreak from SpecterDev, that doesn't mean that all of the software that does things like runs backups and all of that other goodness comes right along with it immediately. There has to be quite a bit of work that is done on a number of folks' side besides just ETA hen. But this is exceptionally good news if you are in the PlayStation scene and especially if you have a system underneath 7.61. As always, all the updates will be on this channel right here. And before I let you go, I did want to go ahead and include a couple of more pieces of news. Now, the first one is that typically you may pick up a game such as this game right here, which is Dying Light 2. And if you run one of the updates on it, it requires past 9.00. Now, what folks have done typically in the past here is that they have waited on a backporter, typically Cyber, in order to make a compatible package for them that they could run over on their PlayStation 4. Well, there was just a brand new tool that just came out, and it is a auto-backport, and it says it is a version modified for firmware 9.00. And what this allows you to do is that it allows you to set a base game, an update package, and then give it a destination folder, and then it builds the ported update PKG. Now, there's obviously some instructions in here if you want to take a look at those. I do have the application right here. And so here is what the user interface looks like here, which is very, very simple. Basically, you just select your game, and you can add in the update if you need it. And so it does have some expert features, so it will do things like check for updates. It can also pause before building a PKG to replace files manually. Now, again, do keep in mind this is only for firmware 9.00. So if you do have something that is lower than that, this tool will not work on your machine. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention here was that for the PlayStation 5, we did get 10.01 that just came out, and in the notes here, all we got was we've improved system software performance and stability. And if we look down into this article right here, obviously the things that typically flags me for security updates is that when they say something like, we've made some security fixes to the system software. And as we can see right up here at the very top, that is not the case. Now, I did tweet about this on Twitter earlier today, and what I got back was it's just the fix for the games with a memory leak. Now, one thing to note here is that the PS4 didn't get an update at all, which absolutely aligns to this being that memory fix for PlayStation 5. So again, on PlayStation 4, we're still setting at 12.00. Anyway, if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and give me a like. And if there's something that is interesting, leave it down in the comment below. It absolutely helps me in the algorithm. And with that being said, Michael out.